What's up, guys? Good morning. What's up, Mike? First one in. Yeah. What's up, Preston? What's up, Bruno? Morning, Odelbeck. Morning, Nelson. What's up, John? What's up, Serge? Brian, Stock. What's up, guys? Okay. Honestly, not too excited for anything really. And I mean, maybe that's how the rest of the week will be. I don't know. I've never traded through an election, but I always hear either really bad stuff or really good stuff. So I have no idea, honestly. But and especially these elections, because obviously these are more volatile. Everyone's more anxious about them than previous ones, I guess. I don't know. To be honest, I don't really care that much. I don't really stress about stuff like that, so it doesn't really bother me. But I'm not here to discuss politics or anything. Okay, so there's really nothing I have on watch from Friday. So today is more of a gapper day, and the gappers are also not very exciting either. So that's unusual for a Monday morning. Usually everybody is early. Everyone tries to get in right away. They're excited. I'm excited, finally trading, since we had a weekend and everything like that. So usually there's pretty big moves, or wild moves at least, on Monday. But there's not much today. So the only one that I have is AMPC. And just let's look at the daily first. More or less it's almost like a fresh chart, and almost something that I wouldn't touch until out of the open. But we had this day here on 16 million, a gap and crap day. So today, not a very strong gap, but it did test 5, so that's decent range. It's just not up very much at this point. But it could fail here too, because it is tracking for maybe if it doesn't gain any momentum, it's tracking for maybe a 20 million volume day or so. Maybe a little bit more, maybe up to 30. But if it does gain traction, then it obviously could do whatever it wants. It's also a micro float, so that means it's probably going to be of interest to newsletters, to maybe some algos. But yeah, I could definitely see an algo getting interested in this. So this day is kind of maybe like throwing people off a little bit. Maybe it's throwing me off a little bit, giving me a little bit more bias than it should. But we're just gonna have to see what it's doing. As right now, it's just hanging around VWAP, and I'm in this one, just right around VWAP. And would welcome a push 450, but would probably prefer this to start failing here, because it has been holding up here at VWAP for probably like an hour now, and the longer it holds up, the more chance it has of going. But yeah, this AMPC is really the only thing I care about, and I don't even care much about this one either. So honestly, this could have been a day I could have just slept, and yeah, just slept in, not worried about anything, not lose any money. That's probably would have been a better day than trying to trade something like AMPC. ISIG, maybe ISIG, I'm more interested in this one if we can get anything going. But you can just kind of see that this 120 area is pretty key on this chart. We've had a lot of volume, now it's kind of gapping up. So if I'm just kind of waiting around for a push to 120, but yeah, I doubt that happens. I just don't see it. I just don't see it gaining that much momentum. But if it does, then I have it on watch and I'm waiting. AMPC trying to do something. Going a little bit. So that's it. Let me just look at questions. Sorry guys, it's kind of boring today, but it's not really up to me. It's just what the market's doing. What about DPVT for a short? This is not, I mean, you can trade it, you know, if you want, but this is not my setup. It's just a large cap stock, something that I do my very best to avoid as much as possible. And you can see this kind of moves more or less with the market. Been beaten down ever since we started having this pullback in March. And you know, now it's pretty much at its lows. And actually, when something is at its lows, obviously it doesn't mean that it can't go any lower, but there's a, you know, it has more upside than it has downside. So yes, it's up 80%, but stocks can keep on going forever, so, you know, theoretically. So this has a lot more upside than it has downside. So plus large cap, I do my very best to try to avoid large caps. Plus it's just trading a channel, just this range right now. I don't, you know, it's not very interesting at all. But if we break down below this 245, then and we start confirming under that level, then, you know, maybe I'll just join a trend. But I'm really doing my best to avoid you know, trades that you know, I might make some and then, you know, I lose, you know, a lot, and I lose most of my gains that I have made for the past like 10 trades by just taking one dumb trade. So that's why I try to avoid large caps, because that's what happened. You know, that's what I did on SRK. You know, I, you know, traded some large caps here and there, made some money, and then SRK over the course of 2 days, I lost like 40 grand on it or something, or 30. So, you know, that's not worth it to me. But again, only edge I see is for a short is below 240. I'm not good at long, so I can't really tell you, but I mean, yeah, that's just my take on DPVD. Bram, why do I think AMPC is tracking for 20-30 mil volume day? What formula do you use to estimate end of day volume? Usually, like, I just multiply it by 10, multiply it out by 10. So if it's trading 10 mil pre-market, probably gonna have 100 mil day. Again, it's not exact, like, it's just an estimate, but the reason I'm saying AMPC might only do like 20-30 is that's what I said, it was a condition. So if this doesn't do anything and it fails, then if it doesn't do anything and fails, then it's probably gonna trade only 20-30 mil, because once this loses liquidity, nobody's interested in it, nobody's putting volume into it, so it's not going to trade very much. But if it holds up and if it catches momentum, then yes, this can trade a lot more. And this can trade maybe, you know, 50 or something. But again, that it's all dependent on what we do out of the open and how this trades. So I was just saying, if it fails and loses traction, then it's not going to trade very much. Simon, what's up? I watched your YouTube vids. You shared really great content. Thanks. Learning a lot from you, all you guys. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Will we be getting blessed with a October month recap vid? Of course, stock. I was very busy this weekend, and I didn't really have any time. But I'm gonna try to do it today. But today's also gonna be a busy day for me. So we'll see. But I'll get that out. Can you explain how you read financials on OTC market site? Yeah, I can do that. Hold on. Brian is saying VWAP ISIG. Nice. It's not bad. Risk reward doesn't seem great though on it. Upside to like maybe 140s. Let's just say worst case, you know, have to cut at 140. 30 cents of risk to make maybe down to 90 cents to make 20 cents. That's a 2-to-1 reverse. So I'm good. Yeah, plus there's some liquidity, but not really. Most of the volume came here. Maybe if we get 120s, like I was saying, I'll take it, but not here. OTC markets. Okay. So I just do a quick overview, really. Type in the ticker. I click on financials. Usually I go on just annual, but you can look through all the semis and quarterlies if you want. But I'm just, the only thing I'm looking for is I am looking for, you know, red flags. Red flags to me are, you know, losing money year over year. So this company is, if you just look at net income, you know, every year, 2019, 2018, 2017, they've lost money every single year. So that's obviously a bad sign. That's honestly it. That's all I really look for. Chris, did you start under PDT? Yep, I started with $2,500. So I had almost nothing. And I'm a short seller, so mainly. So I am technically on probably over 400, but that's gross. That's not accounting, because Profitly obviously doesn't track your commissions and stuff. So it's less than that, but that I actually have in my account. How long did it take me to reach 100K? After I broke PDT, a couple months. The thing is, I've been trading the same patterns, you know, for a long time, but I was still under PDT. So while I was under PDT, I was just practicing as much as I could. And once I hit, honestly, people ask me this question all the time. What happened in the last few months? Like, what was your aha moment? And it's like why did you go so exponentially? And, you know, like nothing happened really. This, like the last few months, it was literally mostly that I just went over PDT, and I've been doing the same thing. But I just was able to take more trades because we have trades every single day to take. So basically getting over PDT was just, it was like I was like released out of my chains, or like got out of a cage, and then I went nuts. But the thing is, like, I've been trading for some time now, and I've been doing the same strategy, so I have it down for the most part. So if you are new and you think that getting over PDT you're gonna do the same thing, that's not realistic, because you have to have a process first, and you have to have a system. If you don't have that, being over PDT will not do anything except give you more chances to fail, because you can take more trades. So you have to have a system and a process, I would say, before you allow yourself to be over PDT. Otherwise, hold yourself back a little bit, maybe, by being under PDT. But then again, PDT does have its emotional barriers, which really made it hard for me to take losses, because, you know, I knew that if I had to cut the trade, then I would be done, and I couldn't trade again. So that forced me to hold on to losses. So, you know, I sucked at trading earlier on in my career. because of that. But you know, now that I'm over PDT, I mean, it took me like a week or something to adjust to PDT because I had all this freedom, so I started doing absolutely everything. But then I was like, okay, pull the reins back, like focus on like what I'm good at. And so really I didn't change much over the last couple months that made me go parabolic, besides just being over PDT. Oh, and the other thing was, well, obviously I'm a better trader now. I've been like working on my strategy, been like refining my process, executions, things like that. So obviously like I have been improving, you know, since, but you know, it wasn't anything like absolutely major that I completely changed about, you know, my trading. Hi Alex, I'm new to trading and wondering did you suffer any lag between STT for charting and using Trade Zero for orders? Stock to trade does not integrate with Trade Zero. At least not that I'm aware of yet. Maybe they added it and I wasn't aware of it, so maybe I can check. But yes, if I just use STT just for charting by looking at it, I don't execute orders here through through this order thing that connects to your broker, because there is going to be a lag. You're putting in a third party, like a mediator in between, like, and I mean a middleman in between your order and your broker, when you can just put that in directly with your broker. So I just have a window, and that's what my laptop is for. That's just Trade Zero, to execute my orders, because I'm not going to put a middleman, because executions are already a competition amongst, you know, between me and somebody else. So why am I gonna make my execution slower by putting in a middleman? But I just use this for charting. Mike, try workhorse. I'm not sure what you mean by that comment. I'm not really sure what that means. You're welcome, Bram. Okay, Pat. There you go. BLRX. I thought you were talking about DPVD. Wait. Oh, you are talking about DPV. Sorry, I saw this. Yeah, you know, if you did your due diligence and you found yourself an edge, then by all means trade it. I'm not saying not to trade it. I'm just saying I'm not going to trade it, and I don't feel like spending my time on trying to find an edge on something that I keep losing on. So, but yeah, go for it. Like, I'm not telling you not to. Just if you have an edge, for sure. Because there's like a million ways to make money in the stock market, right? So my way is not the best way. How do you feel about BLRX second rate date? This is not a strategy I trade anymore. I used to when I used to work, but it doesn't work anymore. Like 90% of the time, it doesn't work. I lost $100,000 in October trading the second red day strategy on something like BLRX. So, you know, I'm completely cutting it out until I am convicted that it works again, at least 70% of the time. But right now the odds have flipped, so I am taking that strategy out of my arsenal just for the time being, until I can see it working again. For, you know, not working again just on one stock, but working again, you know, most of the time on most stocks. What are you using to short platform? Trade Zero. Yeah, I don't know much about Thinkorswim. Sorry, man. I can't really, I guess, can't really address that. Alper, how long after you started trading penny stocks did you start to grow your account exponentially? My account started to grow exponentially the last several months, but I became consistently profitable last September. So you can see that I've been trading profitably every single month for about a year, and then I started growing my account. Like, people think my exponential growth was when I started hitting like 100 and 200K, but my exponential growth started at the beginning of the year, when I, you know, was still like at a very tiny account, but I kept growing it. Like, if you go from a $2,000 to a to let's say a $4,000 account, that's 100% growth. That's exponential growth to me, and that's what I was doing. You know, at the start of the year, you know, I kept doubling my account, but nobody really notices when you take your 5,000 account to a 10,000 account. Nobody cares. Nobody cares when you take it from 10,000 to 20,000. You know, so I kept doing that. So I was exponentially growing all year, but people really only start noticing you when you start, you know, throwing out big numbers, I guess. And that's how it is. You know, nobody really cares if you're a losing trader. You know, I've been posting my losses every single day for a long time. Nobody cared, but that's just how it is. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating a comment. What do you think about using the cash account to sort of get around PDT? Yep, that's what I did, actually. I mean, you got to figure out what works best for you, but I used to do that. I did that part of the time. But I mean, I needed a margin to short, so I ended up switching to just margin. I guess there's really nothing going on, so I can like keep talking until the open, because yeah, I'm not really watching anything. Is stocks to trade important to your analysis, and why? Stocks to trade is my charting and everything. It's not my analysis. It's just a platform that shows me my stocks that I use. So I mean, it has my news, has my level 2, has my chart. So I don't know what you mean by that exactly, I guess. Yes, it's expensive, and you need a very, very fast computer. You probably need at least a super high speed, like, I mean, I don't know much about computers, but I had a MacBook Pro, literally the best thing that came out. I bought last year, the year before, I think the year before, and it didn't even pull this. It kept lagging and freezing, especially with this new volume this year. It just stopped, so I had to literally try to get the best gaming PC I could to run STT. I tried to switching over to other platforms just because of that, but I just couldn't get used to any other charting, because, you know, I'm just so used to this, because this is what I've been using. STT is what I use for news. It's right here. Sorry, Jacob, I'm not the best person to ask about level 2, because when I first started trading for over a year, I never used level 2 because I couldn't afford an extra 30 bucks for level 2, because I just didn't have any money, and I was doing this full time, so I didn't really have a job. So I learned how to trade off price action, but I have incorporated level 2 now into my trading, and I do my best to learn how to use it now. So, but I'm not the person to ask about how to trade off level 2. Okay, guys, there's literally like a minute left or something, so I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Later.